Leander Paes, it's been a while. Many congratulations on this well-deserved honor, and you are sharing it with Vijay Amritraj, who was one of the pioneers for Indian tennis and someone you spent time with as a kid as well.
Thanks. It's just a wonderful thing to wake up to in the morning, to realize that all the years of hard work, sacrifice and playing for the country, to be bestowed with this honor, being inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame is fantastic. But also it's to every single Indian out there and to every single kid out there with a passion in their heart and a big dream in their minds, that if you want to covet something and you want to be a champion, if Leander can do it, then so can you. It's just wonderful to know that one is the first Asian male to be inducted into the player category into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. So it's really special. And also to Vijay, someone that, you know, kind of paved the way for us as young kids at the Britannia Amritraj Academy. You know, the way that he set those guidelines out, and also the way that he supported me through my junior career. A big congratulations to him and his family, and a big thank you to him and his family for supporting me as a youngster.
Now, Leander, you're a legend of Indian sport. We go back over 2 decades, and I've always called you a pioneer for the way you refuse to settle for being just a participant. Now, soon you're going to be sharing space with the greatest tennis players ever. Is that what you're going to treasure, to have your name alongside Rod Laver, T.R. Gibson, right down to Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras, who you played against?
100%, Diggy. I think when you look back at Wimbledon, and Mr. Laver and myself are the only 2 individuals to win Wimbledon in 3 decades. And that was something that was quite a fascinating stat, that when one of your colleagues mentioned that to me, I was like, wow, that's cool. Now to be inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame is a lifetime of perseverance, hard work, passion. I mean, really, my story is pioneering through a sport that no one knew how to win Grand Slams before we did. No one knew how to win an Olympic medal before I did. And really kind of growing up through the 80s in India was literally gully cricket and gully football, now to the Hall of Fame. So that story over 3 decades has been one of a lot of perseverance, one of a lot of support that I've achieved from. There are so many people who are responsible for this one. I mean, the support I've received from my parents, my dad, my mom, you know, my coaches, my trainers, my doubles partners, mixed doubles partners, all of which are about 180 odd partners I've had over 31 years. So to every single one of them who have played their part in achieving this accolade, I bow my head in gratitude to say a big thank you to each and every one of them and their families for investing in their belief in me. And even in the hard times, especially in the hard times, when one didn't realize as to whether one was going to win a Grand Slam or not, to sit here now with 20 Grand Slam wins and being inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame is real hallowed grounds over at Newport, Rhode Island. So to Patrick McEnroe, to Kim Clijsters, to everybody behind the International Tennis Hall of Fame, thank you very much for really inspiring every child on this planet, especially in this part of the world, in Asia, to realize what the International Tennis Hall of Fame really takes to be inducted in there is something that's important. And I would like to put that on my shoulders and showcase how much hard work and how much effort it goes into getting nominated and then being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Now, Leander, you spoke about Asia. Now, tennis is a global sport. The names Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Serena Williams, they resonate in Mumbai, they resonate in Tokyo, Sao Paulo, even in Casablanca. But it's taken 70 years to have an Asian and Indian player in the Hall of Fame. Is that something that you think needs addressing? Or in a measurable sport like tennis, the only things that matter are performances on that tennis court?
I think, you know, when you look at Asian tennis, specific to your question, Lee Na won the singles Grand Slam at the Australian Open, and she's been inducted as the first female inductee from Asia into the Hall of Fame. Also Mr. Ichi Kawate, who was back then the president of the Asian Tennis Federation, and a huge reason why I am sitting where I'm sitting today, because as a 14-year-old, Mr. Kawate out of Japan selected me to participate in the French Open, Australian Open and Wimbledon as a junior. And he selected 4 boys and 4 girls to go out there and play. And then from that, I ended up winning Junior Wimbledon and then Junior US Open, being part of the ITF junior team. So really, when you look at Asian tennis, it's got a huge history in India itself, right from Ramanathan Krishnan to Naresh Kumar to Jaideep Mukherjee, Premjit Lal, then to Ramesh Krishnan and Vijay and Anand Amritraj, then Zishan Ali, and then myself and Mahesh and Sanya took it on. But really, when you look at Asian tennis as a whole, we've not really been able to win Grand Slams compared to the Americas or compared to Germany or even Australia for that matter, which has got a huge tradition of winning Grand Slams. So I think that when you look at Leena, when you look at Mr. Kawate, when you look at Vijay, when you look at myself now, sure, Mr. Kawate and Vijay got it in the category of promoting and marketing tennis. But in that, when you look at as a player getting inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame, what does that really mean? That means that you can inspire people. You can really inspire the kids to prove that sport, especially tennis, is such a great sport where you have equal prize money, equal opportunities, equal rights for both female and male players. And that's one of the things that I'm really proud of, is that tennis is probably the only sport out there now that has equal opportunities for both male and female. And that's one thing that I know that some of my ex-mixed doubles champion partners like Martina Navratilova, Martina Hingis, Billie Jean King, who's one of my favorites of all time, Serena, Venus, all the champions that I've won with have been a big part of making sure that tennis is a universal global sport that promotes equality. And for me, I feel really blessed to be part of such a movement and not just sit here on this laurel. As you know me, Diggy, I'm not here to sit here and talk about the Wimbledons I've won or the Australians I've won or the Davis Cup World Records. I'd rather use that platform to inspire generations of young children to say that if Leander can do this, then so can you.
Yes, I stopped counting a long time back, Leander. Now, you've made it to the Hall of Fame on the back of your doubles career, but you also have a special connection with the Hall of Fame because that's your only ATP singles title, 1998.
Yes, I have a real special deep connection with the Newport Hall of Fame because I won my maiden singles tour event there way back in 1998, and I beat Byron Black in the final, and his sister Cara Black is also a fellow nominee for the 2024 induction to the International Tennis Hall of Fame. I've won many Grand Slams with Cara Black, being at Wimbledon or the Australian Open, but at the Newport Hall of Fame, apart from winning that one singles maiden title, I've also won the doubles there quite a few times. So it's going to be really special going back through those hallowed halls of the International Hall of Fame and the museum there, which has been done so beautifully curated. And also one of our other Indian stars, Infosys, has done such a great job through the metaverse and through their digital videology, shall we call it, the way they've allowed people through their website and through their digital portray of what the Hall of Fame stands for. So to everyone out there, especially who are in the Americas and close to the Hall of Fame, it'll be wonderful to share this with you live on the 20th of July back in Newport Hall of Fame. And to everyone else, over the next 7 months, one's going to share this amazing journey with you that you can enjoy it too.
Leander, you won 18 Grand Slams, okay, but we go back more than 2 decades now. For me, the highlight of your career has always been the Olympic medal in singles in 1996, Atlanta, Stone Mountain. Now, today when you see Indian athletes win medals by the bucketful, how proud are you of that underdog story? Remember, back then, India had not won a medal at the Olympic Games since 1980, and there had been no individual medalist since 1952.
For sure that is, right? The pinnacle of my showcase, so to say, and only because of the family that I was born into. My mom captained India in basketball. Her jersey number for India was number 5. My dad played field hockey in the 72 Olympics for India. His jersey number was number 10. So hence, growing up as a young kid and polishing their trophies and also polishing dad's bronze medal from the 72 Olympics and hearing all those amazing stories. The Olympic story in itself is just way that my parents and all the other athletes survived through the debacle at Munich, but then were able to portray and showcase the spirit of sport and the spirit of the Olympics. The games continued. You know, even after the 4 days that the games were shut down, the games continued and the athletes went on to win their gold medals and their silver medals and bronze medals and perform at their best. And to me, that's what sport is all about. It's not always about winning medals. It's not always about, you know, standing on podiums, but it's about the victory of the human spirit. And to me, that's what the magic message of the Olympics is and the magic message of sport is. So for me, yeah, sure. Apart from the 20 Grand Slam victories, apart from the 18 other Grand Slam finals achievements that I lost in finals, apart from the world record in Davis Cup in multiple times, that moment of standing on the podium in Atlanta was just magical, because life kind of became very special. All my dreams as a young boy was to emulate my parents, and especially to emulate my dad in coveting my own Olympic medal. And you know my dad really well, Diggy, and finally I could sit at the dining table and eat dinner with him. But it's really special to have both our medals in the house right now, side to side.
In fact, Leander, I have a photo of you and your father with both your medals. I think we shot that photo in 2015 after a Davis Cup tie in New Delhi. Now, just because of your love for the Olympics, India is interested in bidding for the Olympics in 2036. Do you think it's the right time? Or should the focus be on consistently winning 5 to 10 gold medals at the next 3 Olympics before going for an Olympic bid?
Just as with anything in life, there are different perspectives, right? You could see it in 365 degrees. In that, I feel like it is wonderful for Indian sport and it's wonderful for the Indian economy to be able to bring the Olympics here in 2036. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, Diggy, between now and then to even be selected as the host nation, and also as an athlete to actually prepare our athletes to win many medals, like you said. Tokyo Olympics was our best showing, where we came back with 7 Olympic medals, and that's the best in the history that India has ever done. But also on saying that, I think that when you look at the world as a whole, the world is in a very vulnerable position right now. We got wars going on in different parts of the world. You got economies crashing in different parts of the world. You got financial crises in different parts of the world. Job opportunities are going in different parts of the world. So again, to use sport as a vehicle to champion the human spirit is really where the victory is at. And India, I believe it's the Indian story over the next 10 years. And I feel like there's no better place in the entire world to have the 2036 Olympics. Right here in our backyard in India, we'll take it around different parts of the country and showcase the magic of what India is. Showcase the culture, showcase the history, showcase the beauty that we have geographically around the nation, and at the same time to showcase the power of the people. To me, the 2036 Olympics is really to showcase the power of the Indian community, on how we love sport, on how we worship our heroes, on how we support our youngsters who have passions and dreams. And I have no doubt whatsoever that the Olympics would be so better off coming to India and showcasing our beautiful country and our people. So yes, I am definitely a great believer in India and in Indian sport. And I believe that the Olympics in 2036, if it does come to India, would be a grand success and a wonderful one.
Leander, you say you're a believer in Indian sport. There were some nice pictures fleeing of all of India's Olympic medalists as you were speaking in the previous question. Now, you were there in Beijing when Abhinav Bindra won India's first individual Olympic gold medal. Neeraj Chopra then won a second gold in in Tokyo 2021 in the men's javelin. What's the change that you've seen in Indian sport over the last decade?
You know, I feel like way back in '96 when I won my Olympic medal, I felt that it inspired and infused an energy into tennis in the country. I feel that that was the reason why you had a Mahesh Bhupati come along, a Sania Mirza come along, a Rohan Bopanna come along, and not just those three. Let's go on to the others. Let's talk of an Ankita Raina. Let's talk of a Rutuja Bhosle who's won an Asian Games medal. Let's talk of all the doubles players that have come along, you know. I feel that the 1996 Olympic medal really inspired sport in the country. I felt the individual medal win there inspired individual medal wins in the Asian Games and in the Olympics. So when a Neeraj Chopra comes up and says, Paji, aapne mere ko bahut inspire kiya, it feels good. You know, when you got a Chili Rathore, who then became the sports minister, come up and say, Lee, you know what, in the Sydney Olympics, you were the one who helped me through that mental aspect of how to win. You know, that really feels good. That being said, I think that coming from an Olympics where you win 7 medals is good on one context. But if you are going to showcase the Olympics in 2036 here, then you want to covet many more medals. And I think we've got plenty of time. We've got 13 years to be exact. If that does happen and we do get the Olympics in 2036, we've got 13 years to develop our youth to get there. And this is the emphasis that I'm trying to make, is the fact that school sports, the grassroots sports, getting into rural India where our talent lies, in my humble opinion, and giving them an opportunity, using CSR corporate money to actually get to the masses and nurture talent, pick talent, select talent and bring them to academies in various sports where they can learn the art of physical fitness, they can learn the magic of mental fitness, they can learn the technique regardless of which sport it is, but use the human body and mind to excel and covet medals. I think that it's not just about coveting medals, but it's a way of life and a quality of life, which I also feel, Diggy, is really necessary in India. I feel that in India we are so cerebral, we are so intellectually sound, we are so sharp with mathematics and business and corporate world, that when it comes to the physical world, when it comes to championing the physical and mental aspects of the human body and mind, I think that is something that we need to focus on a little more. Quality life means great results. A quality lifestyle means achieving success.
You know, you've always spoken about the quality of life, living a healthy life. Now, enough of this serious talk, Leander. I'm going to ask you a direct question. How is retirement treating you? What have you been up to? Do you still get to play tennis?
Oh, it's fantastic. I've been really blessed with such a long career. So one sits back and finally gets to read a couple of the articles that were written out, gets to play with a couple of the trophies that I won and polish them on Sunday mornings after church. One gets to spend quality time with my family and my parents now. My parents are getting a little older, so hence I get to spend some great time with them, dancing with them, taking them to their favorite places to visit, you know, doing things with them that brings them happiness, reminiscing about their careers or my careers, and that's been a wonderful experience now to have. Where I left home at the age of 11, I was away for 32 years. So now coming back to spend time with my family means the world to me. I am nurturing a 3rd generation Olympian in my daughter Ayana. So supporting her through her paces in Barcelona with her fitness and tennis and mental coach is something that's really wonderful. Also, Ayana's chosen tennis, which makes it a lot more doable, makes it a lot easier for me to actually guide her through the nuances of how winning is done. So she's on her way. She's got some big shoes to fit into.
Yes, definitely.
Her Dadaji, my father goes, and they have a phenomenal relationship. So to watch them interact over the nuances of daily lifestyle and, you know, taking your pulse in the morning when you wake up and taking it before you go to bed, so then you know how hard you've worked and how the body's recovered to it. To see what my dad and Ayana do is really special for me, because that's something I used to share with my dad. So family time is just a phenomenal thing at the moment, and I'm really cherishing it for as long as I can, as long as my parents are around, as long as they can share time with Ayana and things. And also, Diggy, my work at Flying Man Ventures is something that's really I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about using my platform and using my shoulders as a base level for young Indians to trampoline off, to catapult off my shoulders, and not just to be motivated that if Leander can do it, I can do it too, but actually get into schools and actually get into rural areas, pick talent in multiple sports, and set up the Leander Paes academies there in multiple sports, but to teach them physical fitness and mental fitness. This is one of the verticals that I focus on in schools, sports education. Apart from that, Flying Man Ventures got a lot of fun things going on. We've got a big content board that we look at, whether it's OTT, whether it's feature films, whether it is talk shows and things. So now one's building a wonderful team with DJ and the rest of the guys, building a wonderful team to actually push forward in celebrating the 30 years of my playing career, or in celebrating what India is all about. I think the Indian story is large and wide, and for me to play it on a global scale, thanks to the fact of having played on the global scale in tennis, whether it's the Grand Slams or the Olympics, to go out there and enjoy and celebrate sport and celebrate the human spirit is really a fun way to live life, and that's how I like to live it, as you know, Diggy, is to celebrate every God-given day that we have.
I'm intrigued to hear that Ayana is playing tennis. Now, Leander, always a pleasure having a chat with you. We need to have these more often. Congratulations on the honor once again, and may you continue to raise the bar in your second innings. And since you mentioned them, season's greetings to you and your family.
Diggy, always a pleasure to be with you, and a big shout out to every single one of you 100 million plus voters out there who helped me win the fan vote, and to every one of you part of the jury at the International Tennis Hall of Fame, Patrick McEnroe, Kim Clijsters, and everyone over in Newport. A big thank you to every single one of you all from 149 countries that came out and voted for me to win this Hall of Fame induction. I'm very humbled by it, and this one belongs to every single Indian out there on the planet. Jai Hind. Namaste.